and leather. You can call me Knuckles. Unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my muscles. I'm hard as nails. It ain't hard to tell. I break them down whether they solid or frail. Unlike the rest, I'm independent since my first breath. First test, feel the right, then the worst left.
Born on an island in the heavens. The blood of my ancestors flows inside me. My duty is to save the flower from evil deterioration.
I will be the one to set your heart free, true. Cleanse yourself with them evil spirits that's in you.
Streaking lights, loud sounds, and instincts are the elements that keep me going. I am fighting my own mission. Nothing's gonna stand in my way, no, no.
I will be the one to set your heart free, true. Cleanse yourself with them evil spirits that's in you.
Won't be fighting now, stand up to all the pain and turmoil. Just believe in myself, won't rely on others. Get this power to wipe out the havoc and anarchy. This is my planet, gonna fight for my destiny.
Here I come, rougher than the rest of them, the best of them, tougher than leather. You can call me Knuckles. Unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my muscles. I'm hard as nails. It ain't hard to tell. I break them down whether they solid or frail. Unlike the rest, I'm independent since my first breath. First test, feel the right, then the worst left.
I have no such things as weak spots. Don't approve of him, but gotta trust him. This alliance has a purpose. This partnership is only temporary.
I will be the one to set your heart free, true. Cleanse yourself of evil spirits that got in you.
Won't be fighting now, stand up to all the pain and turmoil. Just believe in myself, won't rely on others. Freedom will be waiting when serenity is restored. This is my planet, I shall not surrender. Won't be fighting now, stand up to all the pain and turmoil. Just believe in myself, won't rely on others. I get this power to wipe out the havoc and anarchy. This is my planet, gonna fight. I won't be fighting now, stand up to all the pain and turmoil. Just believe in myself, won't rely on others. Freedom will be waiting when serenity is restored. This is my planet, I shall not surrender. Yeah! Shall not surrender, no. Yeah! Woo!
The new porcupine on the block with the buff chest. Out the wilderness with the ruggedness. Knock, knock, it's Knuckles. The blow thrower, independent flower, magical emerald holder. Give you the coldest shoulder. My spike goes to boulders. That's why I stay alone. I was born by myself. I don't need a posse. I get it on by myself. Adversaries get shelved. Right on.
Hang on real quick. Can you hear me now? Hold on. I think my mic broke real quick. I'm trying to fix it here, but okay, there we go. Okay, for some reason my audio wasn't coming in, so I just fixed that real quick. But yeah, how's everybody doing? What I was saying before is when I first decided to be a VTuber, I didn't realize that would be within my price range. So at first I didn't know what to do, but once I started talking to people, it pretty much went the way that went well, it just went better than I thought it would be. So, and you know, I have all these toggles right here. Like I just showed it off, but you might have seen it. But at the jacket toggle right there, and at the drink right here, they can turn on and off. I can turn that and knob too. So that was pretty good, in my personal opinion. So I think it all worked out fine. But my New Year's been alright. We're just spending time with family, and you know, like we always do. So nothing too crazy happening this year. So for this year, I wanted to try and speak more often whenever I'm not working. So that's the main reason why I wanted to be a VTuber at all. And just to talk about a few things that interest me, you know, that I don't really get to discuss with people. So just something that I want to try and learn to be better about myself. So yeah, speaking about that, I have a little presentation I can show you guys about my model real quick. Let me set that up. It is. Like I said, my name is Eagle Eye. So obviously you can tell by the description and stuff like that. But the reason I came up with the name is because I actually have a comic book print that I'm using to publish comic books on. So I decided to use the same name called Eagle Eye instead of Eagle Eye Comics to, you know, make a little persona out of it and just intertwine my comic book ideas and my VTuber model persona to just mix those two things together. But yeah, my name is Eagle Eye. My age, you don't need to know that. My height is 6'2". And my birthday is June 2nd. I'm an entrepreneur. And I'm a pharmaceutical sales representative. That means that I sell and give out medical supplies to needy people who, you know, within the right price range, I can give them out to people. And I am the CEO of Focus Point, which is basically a mercenary group that sends out medical supplies and trips to underestablished communities and stuff like that. And I have my own corporate idea because people always ask me why I'm so brazen about my line of work. Being constantly shamed for pushing so many legal boundaries is simple, really. If I don't do it, who else will? Basically saying that I usually get criticized for doing things that's towing the line a little bit about the legality of doing what I do. So, you know, I don't really care about it. So, that's pretty much my whole deal as a VTuber. We go to the next one. My likes and dislikes. And the first one I like is anime. I'm not really too big on anime. To be honest, I like some anime, but most of the stuff I like is like mystery, so I like a good mystery. Shows that I liked recently was a show called Monsters, That was one of my big highlights for this year. I really like that show. And it was another show that the same creator made called Pluto. I also really like that one. So I'm really big on mystery stuff just when it comes to anime. Sometimes I get into other types of anime, but the main thing I really like to watch is mystery and sometimes sci-fi. So that's pretty much what I'm big on when it comes to anime and stuff like that. But next we got sci-fi movies. I really like them. Sometimes they can be a little too out there. Kind of like when sci-fi movies are a mix of realistic and fantastical. But I really like when they associate it and make something really good that I like. I guess you can say Avatar is one of those movies that I like, but I think more along the lines of, let's see, what was that girl with the tour? I can't really remember, but it's no, but it's that making I can't really get the name right now, but it's those types of movies that I really like. And I like iced tea, obviously, as you see on the drink here. And I like travel. I like pizza. My favorite pizza is not Hawaiian. Not Hawaiian. I never tried it, but I'm not really interested in actually trying it. So, I also like military movies. And I like to exercise a lot. You can't really tell right now, but I'm working on another model. They can pretty much get the gist of why I like to exercise a lot. So I guess you can wait and see when that comes out. I like, when it comes to games, I like platform games the most. Because I grew up with a lot of licensed games like SpongeBob and Jimmy Neutron and let's see, Paper Skate. You know, those types of games. So I never really got out of playing those a lot. So they're pretty much my favorite when it comes to recommending my personal favorite type of games. I usually just look at those. And either those or FPS games that I usually into. Sometimes I get into other genres, but those are the two game genres that I'm really into when it comes to deciding what I like to play. I like casual fashion. I'm not really into dressing up a whole lot. You know, I dress a whole lot when it comes to the occasion, but if I get to decide, I really just like to dress casually for the most part. I like jazz music. Funny thing about that, I wasn't actually really into jazz music until my dad introduced it to me. So, and once I got a feel for that, I just never went back to it. Never went back. So, it's that and some kind of hip hop and rap and stuff like that. But my main thing that I like is jazz music and some video game music, as you can hear from the background. But jazz music is what I usually listen to when I'm at the gym or when I write and stuff like that. So, and speaking of music that you can hear in the background, I like Sonic the Hedgehog, obviously. So that's another game that I grew up with when I was a kid. It started with Sonic the Hedgehog 1, and I actually couldn't beat the second level of it. But I always played it over and over when I was a kid because that was the only game that I ever had. So once I got into like Sonic Adventure and Adventure 2, that's why I really got into Sonic. And once I played those games and the story that they made, the story was really the big thing that got me into Sonic, admittedly, because I think the overarching story in Sonic Adventure 2 and a little bit in Sonic Adventure 1 too, but mostly Sonic Adventure 2, I actually got some of my passion for writing, because that was the first piece of media that had an overarching story that I actually paid attention to. So, and none of these shows that I was watching really did that, because I think the shows back in the early 2000s didn't really push overarching stories for kids. So it was usually just slapstick, monster of the week, or episodic stuff. So once I played it in Sonic Adventure 2, that really inspired me to actually make my own stories for a little bit, and that eventually led me to writing my own stuff and writing my own books. So I think it worked out. I like eagles, obviously. I'm thinking about getting a little avatar that to put on my shoulder, so I can read out chat whenever someone gives out a super chat. So hopefully I can get something like that in the future whenever I continue streaming. But whenever I get more used to streaming at all. So maybe we'll do something like that in the future. I also like cats. I don't really have a cat, but hopefully I can get one maybe this year or next year, because I live in an apartment now, and I want to have someone or something here just to keep me company. So I'm thinking about getting a black cat. I don't know if that's everybody's favorite type of cat, a black cat, but I'm really edging on getting a cute black cat just to have her on the apartment sometimes. Hopefully I can get that this year. And I like relaxing a lot. Sometimes that's admittedly to my detriment, because I get pretty lazy. So, I'm not too keen on keeping up with time when it comes to important things, admittedly. But I still like it. It's like lazing around sometimes. What I dislike though is waking up early. I really don't like that, since I really have to wake up early for my job. And I've been working there for around 3 years now, and admittedly I haven't really gotten used to waking up early still, because I have to wake up around like 6 or 7 o'clock sometimes, and it's not really my thing, to be honest. So whenever I have like a day off or something like that, I usually just stay in bed until like 12 or 1 p.m. So hopefully I can get a job that I can do something like that with. I don't like washing dishes. I think that's pretty common around people these days, so I'm not really gonna beat myself up about that too much. Don't like loud noises. I never really liked loud noises ever since I was a kid. I think one time when I was in kindergarten, I got so annoyed that I just like ran out of the classroom, because I think it was like a music class or something like that, and I just got annoyed, so I just ran out for some reason. And the teacher had to chase after me, so yeah, not a big fan of loud noises at all. I don't like gore. I do like some types of horror, but if they go in the gore direction, I'm not really into it. Not because I just don't like it. Sometimes I just find it distracting when they do it, because especially with games and stuff like that. So whenever I'm deciding on playing like horror games or watching horror movies, if it has a lot of gore in it, I'm not really gonna be too into it, to be honest with you. And let's see, I don't like spicy food. I don't think I ever liked spicy food, to be honest with you, because the first time I tried spicy food, I think it was like a Chinese restaurant when I was like 9 years old, and my family was at like, maybe it was a hibachi restaurant, and they wanted me to try it, and I just spit it out. So, and I might have actually cried a little bit when I was a little kid. But yeah, I never really was into spicy food all that much. And I'm still not really. I think I got kind of used to some types of spicy food, but when it comes to like the really hot stuff, I'm not really a big fan of it. Homophobia, I think that's self-explanatory. So, especially coming from me, basically, if you know. But yeah, not really too into that. I don't like insects at all, really. Funny thing about that one, also when I was a kid, I think we went to a like insect museum where they had like live insects from different species and all that, and I did not like it at all. I think at one point I just shut down and I just curled into a corner and just waited for us to leave, and the teachers were like concerned about me and said like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "I don't want you here. I don't want to go." And I just stayed there for the whole time. I think it was like an hour or something like that. I just didn't want to deal with anything in there. So, not really a fan of insects. Still not a big fan of insects to this day. So, you know, whenever people are interested in insects and they tell me about it, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. But yeah, that's me. Waiting wise, that's also pretty common for people. If I ever get like an opportunity to skip it, I'll do it. You know, whatever it is, I'll just do my best to try and, you know, get to the easiest and fastest route to, you know, not stick on and stuff like that, especially when it's hot. Because down here is pretty hot sometimes during the summer. And one time we were at a football match, and I think my mom actually had us get into the VIP section when they had like in the football stand they had like the VIP section where you they have like a bunch of food served, and you can watch the game from like the table, and I really like that. So, and she never did it again. And whenever we went to another football game, I always ask her, why are we in the VIP section? And she just says, I don't know. Do you want to be in the VIP section? I just, yeah. And she just says, okay. And she still hasn't done it. So, whenever we go back to that football game, I'm gonna ask her again. Can we go to the VIP section? If she says again, I'm not going. It's just, when I'm going to that game, it's just, if I can skip the lines, I don't have to wait. I can go in the VIP section. So, I'm not too big on MMOs, admittedly. I tried getting into like Final Fantasy 14, and I think it was one other game that I tried to get into, but whenever I tried to play it for an extended amount of time, I just get bored with it. And I just get bored with all of it pretty much. So don't expect me to play stuff like Final Fantasy or World of Warcraft on the channel all that much. This is a bit of a me thing, but I don't really like being indoors too much. It's not like that I want to be the center of attention. I just don't like it when, I'm around people and I'm trying to explain something and they just don't listen to me. And it happens sometimes. It doesn't happen all the time, but it kind of irks me when it does. I think that's common with a lot of people. I think it just bothers me a lot more than it should. You know, to be honest. And I don't really like reliance crowds, as you can tell with the football thing. I just don't really like sticking around like big events or all that. If I can, I'll just probably, you know, as I said before, just go to a VIP section and hang out there. But when it comes to like parties and stuff like that, I'm not really too big on being involved and stuff like that. Well, yeah, that's just me. Let's see, what else we got here? The content you'll expect out of me is, you know, breaking news stuff. I do like to talk about some politics a little bit. I'm not going to talk about it too much, but some of the things that really interest me, I'm going to talk about and just give my opinions on. Some drama sometimes. As you know, I did the Cinder video, and you know that was something that was really passionate about because of people who were talking about it. And you know, I don't really like when people you know, bandwagon on people without really giving thought about what they were actually seeing and just going with what other people said. Basically just hearsay. So that's something that I'm really passionate about. Just, you know, asking questions and not taking anything for granted. So whenever I see drama, I'm just gonna try and be as non-biased as possible, and I'm just gonna be discussing them here. Oh, hey Jordan. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I really like this model. I think they did a pretty good job on it, so I appreciate that. If you didn't see, I did have a few toggles on here. It's kind of odd to toggle them pretty on, to be honest, but I can take the jacket off if I want to. I can toggle the drink right here. I think I'm gonna get some more stuff that I can toggle, but right now I think this is okay. Yeah, I can do those toggles like that, and it's pretty good in my opinion. So if you like it, thank you. Let's see, where was I? Oh yeah, I was just talking about what I'm gonna be discussing. Whenever I see something like, you know, stories on politics or, you know, anything like that interests me, like the AI stuff with the and the GPUs going up in price and stuff like that, I'm gonna be talking about that a lot. Hopefully I have a few things to say about it. I don't want to talk about stuff and just react like, yep, that's cool, that's crazy. No, because I don't like content like that, to be honest with you. So, however, you did an awesome job breaking down the drama. You did better than deep fight and us talking and take down tonight. Oh, thank you. Like I said before, I really just wanted to be as unbiased as possible and explain things as, you know, make it as accessible as possible. I know people were digging on Cinder for the 1,000-page document, which I didn't really blame her for, because he really did just put everything out there and left nothing for speculation. So I think that was the best move on her part, and it really didn't invalidate anything that I said in that video that I made. So I don't think I'm gonna make a second video on it. I think I'm just gonna focus on my VTuber stuff right now. But if I did, I probably talk about what Bao and the others said, and just make something a little bit condensed inaccessible for people, so nothing really gets confused about people. So if I do it at one point, it's just gonna be like a summary of everything, just to get everything out there, and hopefully people will watch that and come to their own conclusions with the right information. So, but I appreciate that, Jordan. But going back to what I was talking about, other stuff that I'm gonna be doing is just chill gaming and stuff like that. I'm not really gonna be doing a lot of the stuff that other VTubers are doing, like doing the hottest game that's gonna be out right now. I might do it if it's free to play, but for the most part, I'm just gonna be doing my own thing, like playing old games and stuff like that, because I'm really into, like, as I said before, platformers and FPS games for the PS2 or the GameCube and stuff like that. So this gonna be mainly the things I'm gonna be playing when you watch me. Some gacha I might play, like Xenosaga Zero. I don't think I'm gonna be playing that for the story. I think I like the gameplay the most, because some of the things that I saw writing wise weren't that great to me, to be honest, but the gameplay is pretty good. I think they changed some of the things that I didn't really like from when it initially came out, so I might be interested. I might play it on my own time and see if that's something that I'd like to play on stream, but we'll just see about that. And I think I want to play that new game that's going to be coming out. I think it's called Ananta or something like that. That's, I guess it's like a mixture of Spider-Man and whatever other game they decided to mash up in that game, but yeah. Have I ever watched Invincible? I watched Invincible and I read some of the comic actually, yeah. I think it's pretty good. I think I like, what season though like the most? I think I like season 1 the most because of the animation. I think season 2 had a little drop in animation. I didn't really watch the whole thing, but one of the things that I really liked was that special with what was that special called? I can't remember the name, but it was a spin-off, and it was really well written. I think it was pretty short. I think they did with what's her name? But I can't remember the name now, but name is not it wasn't red. It was it's on the tip of my tongue, but can't really get it right now.
At the end of each day, or whenever you're away, there's always things I want to say.
Let's see.
But wherever you go, you will
Adam Eve, yeah, that was her. They did a like special on her. I think it was it like one episode, a couple episodes, I can't remember, but the writing with her was really good in my opinion. I think it was one of the best things that I liked in the entire show, because her origin story was really well written throughout. It was pretty tragic, but the way they did it was some of the best I've ever seen. And when compared to like comic book movie stuff, like that's, I think that special alone was as good as like the old Marvel stuff. The old Marvel movie stuff from when Iron Man came out and stuff like that. I think that was pretty much as good as that, or maybe even better than that. And I was just really impressed by that. So I think I haven't really gotten into the later seasons actually. I don't think I've was interested in it, but I might just get back into it and see what's happening. I've seen some clips about it, but especially like the Rex thing, like I said, but you know that whole thing. I knew it was gonna happen because I read the book, but I think the way they did it in the show was a bit better than the book, in my opinion. So I think that's one of the off of the book, in my opinion. What else was I about to say? Oh yeah, reacting. I'm not gonna react too much. Like I said before, I don't really like react content all that much. You know, just looking at TikTok videos all the time doesn't really interest me. So whenever I do react content, I'm just gonna either talk about some drama that I saw on Twitter or on another like Reddit or something like that, or I'm just gonna be looking at indie animations. I really like looking at stuff like those Fallout animation videos. They're really good actually. I can't remember the guy who made them, but there was one video that he made that came out recently that I really liked. One Punch Man season 3 fell flat in my opinion. I haven't really watched One Punch Man. I don't think it really interests me all that much, but I heard that that some of the characters were really well written, so I might give it a try if I ever decide to look at something new when I'm not really looking at anything else. But yeah, I did hear the animation was really good. I think that was the main thing that people were digging on about on Twitter. Let's see, what was that Fallout video on? I think it was like Sunburst or something like that. Yeah. It was made by Sodas, Fallout Operation Sunburst. I really like that video. It's actually really well made for like an animation. And I think he did Titanfall animation too, and that was really good. I think he's one of the better people who make like really, you know, immersive fan animation, because some of the fan animation that other people make are pretty good, but you can tell it's somewhat amateurish. But with him, it's more professional looking, so I think that's really good. I think there's one other guy that did that Fallout fan animation that was really good too, but his was what I was most impressed about. So I think I'm gonna be sharing that if I ever do react content. And some other animations I really like is 2D animations, and most of them are like 4 animations, and like, you know, I guess like university pictures or something like that I really like to look at. But that's the main thing I'm gonna be sharing when it comes to react content. Obviously I'm gonna do some events like the Game Awards or Gamescom, or you know, stuff like that, when it shows new games and stuff like that. I'm just gonna be reacting to stuff like those things. But if you're expecting me to react to TikTok or something like that, you might want to find somebody else. So yeah, that's pretty much how I'm gonna do it. Will I ever do TikTok stuff? Maybe. I think I did it once and I didn't really like it. So if I do it, it has to be something that really interests me. You know, something that really gets my attention, and it's not like, you know, brain rot stuff. But yeah, other than that, I'm just gonna be chatting with you guys. I don't think I'm just gonna, you know, do hand cam stuff. At one point I thought I was gonna be doing that, when I was still doing um, those regular videos, but one, it was hard to get the setup going, and two, the video wasn't really all that good, so I just kind of stopped. But I do have some stuff that I want to show off a little bit. I don't know if I'm just going to be doing pictures or just buy a camera or something like that. But I do like showing off my handheld collection, because I have a PlayStation Vita over here, and I have a new 3DS XL, and I also have this A1M Odin 2. I actually had the A1M Odin 1, but I sold that to get the 2. I really like buying these handhelds. If I had more money, I'd probably get the A1M Thor too. But I really like collecting these. I don't really, it's funny. I don't really have a reason to collect them at all, because I don't really go outside that much. But it's just something that I like to do on my off time, because I'm really interested in it. Because when I was a kid, all I had was like a PlayStation Portable, and that really got me into like taking like small devices on the go, and it's just something that I've always been passionate about ever since. So ever since then, I actually got the PSP, the Vita, the 3DS, the 3DS XL. What other handhelds do I have? I know I had another one that I sold it, but I had those main ones, and I think I had the Retroid Pocket. I think that's what it was, the Retroid Pocket, and I had what was that other handheld? Because I know I sold that one too, because I didn't have money. I know I sold my PS4 because I didn't use it, and I bought the A1 Odin 2. It was a really good purchase, to be honest with you. Oh yeah, I can remember it right now, but yeah, I do like handhelds. If I ever do hand cam streams, it's gonna be just showing those off. So yeah, the goals. Like I said before, I'm just trying to talk better, because for most of my days I don't really talk at all, and it's kind of getting to the point where I'm kind of losing my voice a little bit. I noticed when I was talking to people, they can't really hear me at all. So I think, if anything, me being a VTuber at all is gonna be me learning to talk more broadly and more loudly, because that's a problem that I've always had, just talking really lightly and losing my voice over time because I'm not speaking. So if I can, you know, broaden my voice a little bit so people can hear me and understand me, that'll be a good thing. I think that's a main goal that I'm trying to achieve. Second is reach 5,000 followers on Twitch, reach 5,000 followers on YouTube. Um, I don't know when I'm gonna be doing that, because content creation is kind of a oversaturated game right now. But hopefully, I'll end up getting a niche people who like to do or just listen to what I'm doing on here. So, and the last one, and this is one of the other main things that I want to be a VTuber for. I want to publish more comic books. I think Merryweather does this too, but for me, I want it to be like a big publishing imprint, because when I saw other people doing indie comics that like these really interesting stories in them, and I actually bought some of them too, and ever since I always wanted to be like them. So I have one comic that's out right now. That's called The Ultimate Crusaders. Um, and that book was actually my first published book, and it went pretty okay. I actually kickstarted it a long time ago, and I'm trying to you know, get the second issue out, but it's kind of a long game right now since I don't really have an audience for it yet. So that's the other main reason that I'm being a VTuber is just getting my comics out there and getting it more seen more by different amounts of people. So yeah, hopefully I can get a broader audience like that way. I actually have another um, comic book that I'm working on. It's in the slash that later. I can show you that later. But the second comic that I'm working on is one that I'm really passionate about. It's more of a steampunk fantasy book rather than just straight up sci-fi. So it's one of the things that I'm really excited to be working on. So yeah, hopefully it'll work out if whenever I get a better chance to work on them more often. Okay, let's see here. What else we have? And we had the credits. The model art was based by Shimidori. Oh, let me resize it real quick. There we go. Model art was done by Shimidori. They actually made the model that I have right here, and the background art was made by Evening Lights. The chat widget was made by Ghost Type Studios. The model rig was made by Sherry. They did a really good job, and it was actually really cheap for what they gave me. But eventually I'm gonna upgrade the model to like so it can be more realistic. Because right now it's kind of simple stuff like that because that's what I pay for. But hopefully I have enough money to ask them again to redo the whole thing so it can be more immersive. So hopefully that'll happen in the future. The pixel art alert was made by Kind Virus. It didn't set up real quick. I can do a little test right here so you can see it. Let's see. Let's see here. Simulate. Event followed. Let's see. There we go. That's what they made right there. It's pretty neat. And hopefully more people come in and see that. I actually have some emotes that are in the chat too if you want to use them. Hopefully as more people come in I can see more people using them because I really like them. The emotes were made by Kaya Kokatsu. Hopefully I spelled that right. The character design was made by Mokasi0516. The schedule template, which I'll show you later, will be by Ngeto Aluka. Again, hopefully I spelled that right. And a PNG tuber, which I used when I was first streaming for a couple of weeks, was made by Comic Relief Aki. And yeah, these are all really talented artists, and you can just go give them a follow if you want to. But I really appreciate what they did, and hopefully I can get more art and rigs and model stuff from them in the future. So yeah. And next, this is what I was talking about before. The comics that I make. This is the first comic that I made was the Ultimate Crusaders. This cover right here was one of 3 that I had commissioned, and this one was my favorite. It was made by someone named Kevin Shaw. They're really good artists, and I really like what they did with this. But basically it's just about a genius who discovered like a alien artifact that consumes souls for energy, and just everybody's after him trying to get it back. So that's pretty much the story for that one. It only has 1 issue right now. I'm working on the second issue with my artist, but it's kind of a slow thing right now since money's an issue right now. But hopefully, as we move on with the VTuber stuff, we can show more about this. And the second one, as you can see right here, is called Tales of the Witch Hunters. That's the steampunk fantasy that I'm working on right now, that I'm really passionate about. I don't have much to show right now because I'm kind of redoing the whole thing from a comic to a manga, actually. So this is also gonna be the second series that I'm making, and also the first manga that I'm making. So hopefully that'll work out. I'm talking with an artist to get the ball rolling on it, but it's also a slow process. So I'll just drip feed that to you whenever I get more updates on it. But hopefully it'll come soon. All the logos were made by me. I'm a graphic designer, so I just did these myself. So hopefully, once we do eventually get the ball rolling, I'll have more artwork to show you. Because the thing about Tales of Witch Hunters, it was a good start when I was commissioning my first artist for it, but it was kind of a bit too simple for my liking. So I think when I decided to base it on the manga, I wanted to be along the lines of My Hero Academia's art. So, and I think the artist that I'm working with right now is a pretty good fit for it. So, well, unfortunately, we'll be gonna be doing the whole thing over, which will take time. But I think that that'll ultimately be a good decision because I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to my comics, and I really want to make the best thing possible visually and narratively. So hopefully once we do get some art done, I'll show it to you guys and you'll see what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's Eagle Eye Comics right here, and I'm obviously Eagle Eye, so that's intertwined with each other. So yeah, I think that's pretty neat for a whole comic book imprint and my comics to be displayed like this. So I'll be showing that a lot more often whenever we get some more stuff to show. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think I'm gonna be doing anything else for today. For today, I just wanted to debut and show off my model and all the stuff that I've been working on is gonna be coming soon. But yeah, if you're here, I appreciate you. Um, I'm gonna be streaming eventually next week. Actually, I'll just show you the the schedule real quick. Let me get that up real quick. Let's see here. Where is the schedule? Oh, let's see. Oh no, I don't think I saved it. But anyway, I don't think I saved it. But anyway, we're gonna be streaming on 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. on Monday, and we'll be playing Ape Escape 2 because I haven't actually played that game. I played Ape Escape 1 and 3, but I actually never played 2 before, so I think that'd be pretty interesting to play. I heard it's not all that different from Ape Escape 3, but I actually just wanted to try it anyway, so to see how it goes. So, and well, I'll just get the schedule out for everybody once the stream is over, so you can see what I'm talking about. But that's pretty much we're just gonna be taking it slow for the rest of next week and see how everything goes. So yeah, that was the debut. I hope you guys liked my model. Hope you guys liked my lore thing, and hopefully we won't have any issues for the stream for next week at all. Hopefully not. Yeah, cross my fingers. Um, but yeah, I hope you guys had a good time, and I will see you guys next week on Monday at 6 o'clock. All right. And all right, guys, that was pretty much it. So I'll send y'all out here, and I'll see y'all next time. Let me get some music going real quick. Let's see. There we go. All right. I will see you guys next time. All right. See y'all later.